Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Wasilkamilbey, and this is Jam Stoppers. Name of this video is called Child Support is Prostitution. Child support is prostitution. And by means of me saying child support is prostitution, okay, the woman takes off with your offspring. She can get with another man in the court, or she can have sex with another man, you know what I'm saying? And her and that other man, they go plot and say, hey, we need some money for your son or your daughter. Give us some money. Ain't that prostitution? We finna go to a biblical. We gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Y'all know the book of Hosea, when they told him to go marry a hoe? Huh? Go marry a hoe in the book of Hosea. And what happened? Hosea, go marry a woman of prostitution and have children of prostitution, because by prostitution, the land has turned completely away from Jehovah. And her name was Gomer. Alright? So fellas, y'all have a Gomer. I have one too, so don't be ashamed. You know, but I ain't paying. And I only made, what, 2 payments? $1,000, that was it. You know. Within a month. That's all I paid. You know. I might go back and get that $1,000, but, you know. Who cares? But anyway, she conceived again, right? Gave birth to a daughter, and he told him her name is Lo-Ruhamah. Now let's go over here. Y'all ready for this? You see all that? Let me get deep off into it. Wait a minute. Go check out Hosea. Because think about it. She's going to the court, having these people intimidate you for money. Right? Correct? You ready for this? Check this out. Let's listen to this. Let's pause this bullshit. Alrighty. Let's get to it.
It's time for today's Legal Minute with the Law Office of Cooley Fair in Springfield. Today, we are joined by the one, the only, Don McDonald. I would say that's accurate, that you're the only you know?
Well, that's true.
That's true. We're talking about what counts as income when it comes to determining child support here in Massachusetts, and you know it differs from state to state. Is that right?
Yes, it does differ from state to state, but in Massachusetts, we're seeing more and more people have a lot of different ways of supporting their families. Mm-hmm. Some people are self-employed, some people get some kind of assistance, veterans benefits, and there are a number of different things that are considered in determining child support.
It's a valid point. It used to be pretty much you show up to one job, you work your 40 hours a week, you get one paycheck, and you go home. But now there's so many different income sources.
Right, that's correct.
Let's talk about them. What counts as income as it pertains to determining child support?
Everything.
All right.
So everything, any money that you make. So for example, if you are self-employed and you have the ability to use a corporate credit card, the corporate credit card, that's a benefit to you, an income benefit to you, and that should be included for purposes of determining child support. That's just one example. I could go on. I mean, if your phone is paid for by a business or your employer, the amount of that bill gets added to the gross to determine what your child support obligations should be.
Well, what else is there? I imagine, yeah, there's tons of things we could talk about, but what are some things that people might forget sometimes?
Lottery winnings. If somebody wins the lottery, that's includable as income. If somebody gets veterans benefits, welfare benefits, disability benefits, all of these things are income that should be used to support your family and to support your children, so the court takes all of these things into account.
So, more or less, to summarize, if there's money coming in from any source, for the most part whatsoever, it's includable when it comes to child support.
Yes, it is.
Now, going from there, you present all these documents, and then the courts would make a decision as using guidelines to figure out what's the most plausible way to pay going forward.
Yes, all of the gross income is plugged into child support guidelines, a calculator that is available online, and it spits out a number, and that's how your child support is determined.
To me, this whole thing seems ridiculously overwhelming. I imagine it does for some people out there too. If people even have are sharp as a tack, if they're going to have the nicest, most amicable divorce, they should still be getting lawyers. Is that right?
Well, you should always know what your rights are, and especially when it comes to child support and how you're going to support your kids after a divorce, you should absolutely consult an attorney.
And you don't want to make any mistakes, you know. I can't imagine that's a good idea if you're misinterpreting and...
Now, if you knew your rights, what the fuck you need an attorney for? Huh? What in the fuck do you need an attorney for? Think about that shit. What you gonna consult a fucking public servant? They don't even know the fucking law. That's why they practice this shit, because they don't know this shit. Because them motherfuckers don't read either. And what's so crazy, you Hoseas, y'all letting people get over you who don't even fucking read. They call themselves lawyers and attorneys. They don't read, and they getting over on your stupid ass. Now let me put some more education for y'all asses. Quasi-corporations. You ever have a quasi-contracts? Well, these are the people who makes the contract. Now check this out. Are those bodies or municipal societies which through not vested with general powers of corporations are yet recognized by statute or memorable usage as persons or aggregate corporations with precise duties which may be enforced, which may be, you didn't say they will, let me get down to it, and privileges. You guys give these people privileges for their contracts, which may be maintained in actions and suits at law, They possesses limited powers. Did you see that? They possesses limited powers. You know what that means? Limited. They're only limited if you limit that shit to them. It's not unlimited. Coextensive with the duties imposed upon them by statute and usage, but are restrained from a general use of authority. Did you hear that? But are restrained from a general use of authority. They only have authority when you give it to them, people. Among quasi-corporations may be ranked towns, townships, parishes, hundreds, and other political divisions of counties which are established without an express charter of incorporation. Also, commissioners of a county, supervisors of highways, overseers of the poor, loan officers of the county, and the like, who are invested with corporate powers, sub modo, and for a few specified purposes only, but not such a body as the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church, which has not the capacity to sue and be sued. Alright? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all see that? This book I got ain't in print no more. And it's still law today. You know what I'm saying? Child support is prostitution. And it violates the Constitution and your Constitution. Okay? That's what's going on today, people. That's what's going on today. Because my first baby mom, she wanted me to give her some money, and she told me her new dude and her are doing good. They don't need my money. And I asked, I said, well, if you don't need no money, why are we here? Come on now. And she ain't get but a stanky $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I woke up after, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the originator. I'm the creator of that property. You know? Come on now. So what I'm telling you guys, child support is prostitution. Think about it. She's getting her pimps to strong arm you and take your money. And you falling for it like a bunch of dummies. Because I'm going to ask you something. How many of y'all reading a book a day? Or a book a month? Or a book a week? Or even just reading something about the law? Just be honest with yourself. And don't give me no lame ass excuse. I ain't got time. Only time I got if I'm locked up. Don't tell me that. If you got time to sit down and watch that damn food tube, the TV, you got time to do this shit. Study this shit, you know what I'm saying? They telling you right there, prostitution is legalized. They say all your income is going to them. You the prostitute. That's what you are now. You're the prostitute. And she the head hoe. But you her prostitute now. Real talk. So fellas, get off your ass. Quit being a bitch. Stop being lazy. Child support is prostitution. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. That's what it is. Because you can take your own money and do for your child yourself. Your offspring, your son, daughter, whatever you want to call it. Your property. We deal with property. Because you the originator of that property because they came from your brain all the way down to your balls and shot through that pussy. Now, they came out of you because that's why they say you come. Okay? From kingdom come. Alright? Not from queendom come. From kingdom come. Because only kings come. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to drop this metaphysical on y'all ass. From a kingdom. All kings come. Alright? Y'all hit us up. If you're a king, you're a god, you know, hit us up, man. You tired of the bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to drop some more education. Oh, it's finna get better every day. Every day it's gonna get better, alright? This is the greatest channel on YouTube. Tune in tonight around 11. I'm gonna drop some more jewels, okay? Coming out this good book of mine. And you gonna see what I'm talking about, alright? Fuck with us. Hit us up. We ain't down with the bitchery, the foolishness. Peace.